Well, in the last couple of hours, government supporters have been rallying in Odessa. And they say they've reclaimed an area occupied by anti-Kiev demonstrators near the site of a fire that killed more than 40 protesters on Friday. Demonstrators dismantled blockades and set fire to a Soviet Union flag raised by pro-Russians. They then hoisted the Ukrainian flag. Meanwhile, Ukraine's army has cut off a main road into a separatist-controlled town as part of an offensive against armed pro-Russia groups. Troops have taken up positions on the outskirts of Sloviansk. They seized checkpoints from gunmen in a dawn operation 2 days ago, but they've not yet entered the city. In Kramatorsk, the army appears to have withdrawn after fighting between soldiers and armed anti-government groups. Burnt-out buses were found there on Saturday. They were reportedly set on fire to block the approach of Ukrainian soldiers. Joining us now from New York is Peter Zalmayev. He's the director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative. It's a non-profit organization looking to promote democracy in former Soviet republics. Welcome once again to Al Jazeera. First, how organized and united are the separatists and protesters in eastern and now in southern Ukraine? Do they have identifiable leaders and common goals?
Well, it seems that so far what we've seen in eastern Ukraine and now in Odessa have been bands of armed individuals, armed men, young and in their middle ages, of various backgrounds and conflicting and various allegiances. Some of them may be veterans of the Soviet war in Afghanistan. Some of them may be recent transplants from Russia. And it is our understanding that at least a large portion of the unrest is being coordinated from Moscow.
Okay, but there are extreme elements on both sides, though, among pro-government supporters as well. We saw that in Odessa on Friday. What's the government doing to rein that in?
Well, the Odessa upheaval seems to have come as a complete surprise both to the government and to the police force in Odessa. It is now coming out, apparently, that at least some of the Odessa police may have been bribed in order to provide cover for the pro-Russia militants who set upon a march by a crowd of pro-Ukrainian soccer fans. So this was a complete surprise. Odessa was not really in the game up until now, and the Ukrainian government is now scrambling to investigate and to try to put an end to the violence there.
Now, Peter, there's been a lot of focus on who is responsible for this unrest and violence, but little, it seems, is being done to unite people in Ukraine. The polls show that support for these separatists in eastern and southern Ukraine is very low, but anti-government feeling is very high. Why isn't the government in Kiev reaching out to the many people who are not pro-Russia, but who don't trust Kiev?
Well, actually, I think your point would have been valid a few weeks ago, right after, the ouster of President Yanukovych, when the new government decided to take the Russian language off the books as the second official language. That went back and backtracked on that very misguided decision. And I don't think there is a single conciliatory gesture that the government has not made to its eastern compatriots that it could still make, which is to say that it's really pretty much run out of option. It's already offered the eastern Ukraine its autonomy. It's reinstated the Russian language.
Okay, Peter Zalmayev in New York for us. Well.